presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
It's been a tough homestand for the Angels. They've lost 4 games on this homestand. 3 to the Rays last night against the St. Louis Cardinals. Tonight they look to right the ship and try to pick up a W. It's game 2 against the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. All right, everybody, we welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and the offense once again sputtering along last night, managing just 1 run late. It was on a Cole Calhoun sacrifice fly. And I know we've talked about it ad nauseum for the last month and a half or thereabouts, but this offense needs to pick it up. And if there's one guy that really needs to step up now, not just at the end of the season, but right now, it's got to be Albert Pujols.
Exactly, Victor. And I just feel this is going to be one of those games for Albert to get it going. Even talking to him today before batting practice, he felt that he was going to have a big game here tonight. So that's why I think he's going to have his typical normal swing as far as driving the baseball. He's going to face a tough one in Garcia, who pitches down in the strike zone a lot, but Albert's been very good on pitches that have been elevated, whether it's off speed or fastballs upstairs. He's been able to drive. So lay off that low pitch, that changeup out of the strike zone, and see if you can indeed ignite this offense with that power. He's done it throughout his career wearing the Cardinal uniform. He has done it wearing the Angel uniform. 6 home runs so far this season, on pace for 30. He's got 566 career home runs, 13th all time. So I look for him to drive the ball extremely well here tonight. He's going to have to hit a couple baseballs the other way because Garcia stays away with that 2-seamer and changeup. But I just feel it's going to be one of those games for Albert. He's going to have a big one, and his club is going to ignite themselves with a good offensive game.
Well, last night, Hector Santiago unable to get out of the 5th inning. Tonight, the Angels turn the ball over to Matt Shoemaker, back up from AAA as he gets a start tonight. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Game 2 of the 3-game set against the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. The Angels, with the loss last night, now find themselves 6 games under 500 at 13-19 on the season. At the start of the day, 6.5 back in the American League West. The only problem with that is it's Seattle Mariners walked off today on the Tampa Bay Rays. They won. Houston Astros won. Texas Rangers won. The only team that lost today was the Oakland. I think they're still playing, maybe. Oakland Athletics. They've allowed 11 runs in 4 consecutive games. The Oakland A's have for the first time.
Yeah, they're down 11-3. That's incredible.
Unbelievable. Matt Shoemaker's on the mound, and we'll check out Mike Matheny's starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals at 17-16 on the season. Matt Carpenter leading things off. He had a 2-homer game last night. Steven Piscotty in right. Matt Holliday's the DH. Brendan Moss gets to start in left field after starting in first last night. Yadier Molina in the 5-hole behind the plate. Matt Adams, a big first baseman. Randall Grichuk in center field. Colton Wong gets to start at second. And Aldemus Diaz, the starting shortstop. He will bat ninth. Mentioned Shu up from AAA, getting the start tonight. This will be his 6th of the season. He comes into this one with a 1-4 record, an ERA of 9.15, and for him it's been not only hits allowed, but the long ball has been prevalent against him.
And a majority of the time it's because he's been behind in the count. His fastball is still very good, but he's got to be more confident and challenge some of these hitters for the Cardinals with his fastball to set up a split. But my go-tos for Shu to be successful is, again, get ahead all night long, especially with the fastball. And all speed is essential. You put yourself in fastball counts against this Cardinal club, you will run into troubles. Get ahead and finish off speed.
Check out the defense for the Angels. Shane Robinson to left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun in right, the infield with Yunel Escobar, Brendan Ryan on the left side, Johnny Giavotella and Albert Pujols on the right, Giovanni Soto behind the plate.
And Brendan Ryan, a very gifted fielding shortstop, has been one of the better ones for a long period of time. .978 career fielding percentage at that shortstop position, with the 6th best active players at that position.
Got into the game late, making his first start as an Angel. And Matt Carpenter ready to lead things off. Shoemaker did make 1 start after being sent down to AAA. It was against Reno on May the 6th. Picked up the W, working 6 innings, allowing a run on 6 hits, had 8 strikeouts at Nowwood. But his last 2 big league starts against Seattle and Texas, a total of 14 runs, 13 earned in just 5 1/3 innings. Carpenter with the leadoff home run last night, the 10th of his career, ended up going 2 for 5. First one tonight, in for a strike. Nice night, 69 degrees at first pitch. Carpenter hitting .264, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs now. A 2-time All-Star. So he looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Mentioned last night the Cardinals and how well they've swung the bats this year offensively. The good numbers as a team, a .277 batting average against right-handers. Holliday had a big game. Grichuk homered, 14 hits last night for St. Louis.
It's pretty good action on a 2-seam fastball. Tried to run that one off the inside part of the plate and catch the inside corner, but still good movement from Shoemaker.
Shift on against Carpenter. The 1-2. It's down low. That was bouncing about 1.5 feet in front of the plate. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Halos have won just 2 of their last 10 games, trying to turn it around. Full count now.
And one thing to notice, though, in the shift on by the Angels, everyone on the dirt on that right side of the infield. Generally, you'll see Giavotella out here in the outfield, grass around here, but he's right on that dirt area.
Payoff on the way. Carpenter fouls it off.
Shoemaker coming off a start at AAA, went 6 innings. He's 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts.
Soto set up inside. The 3-2 is popped to shallow left. Robinson comes in. He was already playing shallow. There's the first down of the game.
Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful, staying on that same thought with Albert Pujols. Welcome to the machine, a little Pink Floyd. Look for the machine to carry this offense here tonight. When he gets hot, more pitches for Mike Trout to do damage also. Same thing with Cole Calhoun.
very important for Albert to get that swing together.
Upton come on to the warning track out of left center. Robinson had to retrieve it. That's why we will stoppage in play. Stephen Piscotty, the right fielder, up. 1 for 5 last night. Double with a run scored. Cuts through the first pitch fastball. Piscotty at .318 now on the year with 5 home runs. 21 runs batted in. 10 doubles. Touched on it last night, but the Cardinals have 3 guys in their starting lineup with 10 or more doubles. Broken bat, roller foul. The barrel ends up splintering out toward the shortstop position.
Again, only in the first inning here, but seeing this from Shoemaker throwing inside, very important. Reason why? Because then it opens up the outer part of the plate for him. He runs this 2-seam fastball in off the plate, shatters Piscotty's bat. That's right on the handle of the bat.
Yeah. Turned it into a Jimmy Reese fungo.
Yes, indeed.
One ball, 2 strikes. Piscotty with a slow walk back to the batter's box. Not only the new lumber, you feel the sting in the hands on that one. Two and two. Mentioned last night, Santiago working 4 to third, gave up 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Hector would have taken the loss. Mike Leake picked up his first win of the season. Reaching for this one, it's to Yunel Escobar. Boy, that throw going right into the runner. Escobar had time to plant and throw. Decided to do the old throw on the run and almost got Pujols killed. 2 down.
What we've seen so far from Escobar at third, when he doesn't have a whole lot of time to think about that throw, it's always a perfect throw. But when he has some time, gets underneath some of his throw, whether it's high or that one running right into the runner, which is very dangerous, especially for Albert, who one time when he's with the Cardinals had someone run right in and mess his wrist up on that play as the runner's going down the line. He's trying to catch the baseball. Sigh of relief there from Albert. Gold Glove in 06 and 2010.
Holiday, the DH, hitting .252 with 4 home runs, 16 runs batted in. 3 extra base hits for him last night, 2 doubles and a home run.
Good pace so far for Shoemaker. All 3 batters he has faced in this inning. Got ahead of the count 0-1.
This one's grounded towards short. Had a lot of spin on it. Got jammed. Low throw dug out by Albert. And Matt Shoemaker has himself a 1-2-3 top of the first. Led to the bottom of the inning. Escobar, Calhoun, and Trout coming up for the Angels. take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup as the Halos stack up for game number 33 of the season. Escobar leading things off in third, Calhoun at right, Trout at center, Pujols at first base. Cron will DH tonight. Soto behind the plate for the second consecutive game. Giavotella at second, Robinson in left, Ryan batting ninth, playing shortstop. Taking on the 29-year-old left-hander. Name is Jaime Garcia, born in Reynosa, Mexico, grew up in Mission, Texas, and he is off to a terrific start to 2016 campaign.
He has a very good fastball, not necessarily overpowering, but he spots it well. He will pitch inside, goes down the way with a two-seamer, 89-93 cut fastball, curveball, and very good changeup. But my go-tos to be successful against Garcia, that sinker changeup away. Look for that pattern he has and shoot the ball the other way. Get yourself in those good fastball counts to take away that probability of that sinker changeup off the outside corner.
Seventh start of the season for Garcia, 2-2 and a 3.05 ERA. Escobar goes hacking at that first pitch and fouls it back. Udell's batting average at 307 after going 2 for 4 last night. He had 2 of the Angels' 7 hits.
Boy, Molina's setting way off the inside corner, making sure Garcia doesn't miss. Not that fastball drift out over the plate.
One ball, 2 strikes. Garcia, 22nd round pick by the Cardinals in 2005 at a high school in Mission, Texas. 20 starts last year. He's had some shoulder issues and surgeries over the last several years. And Escobar goes down swinging for the first out. Take a look at the defense for the St. Louis Cardinals tonight. Moss, Grichuk, Piscotty in the outfield from left to right. Carpenter, Diaz, Wong, and Adams from third to first. And Yadier Molina behind the plate.
And Molina, one of the best catchers to make that conversation of all time. 8-time Gold Glove winner. Completely shuts down a running game, but also calls such a good game. Almost having a second pitching coach on your staff. He's that good as far as handling his pitching staff.
Calhoun fouls it off. Cole's average at 287. 0 for 3 last night. Mentioned the sac fly. The only run the Angels scored. Cole picking up his 13th run batted in last night. This is the 8th inning. Angels went 1 for 7 with men in scoring position.
See how well he pitches inside both the lefties and righties. Opponent's hitting 169 off his fastball this season, which is tops in the National League. Impressive when you think about a fastball that's 90 to 92 range.
Yeah.
That's how good he is locating the fastball.
Breaking pitch fouled off. It's impressive too to be able to get to the inside part of the plate on the lefty, or an arm side for a left-handed pitcher, being on the third base side of the rubber.
It's basically throwing across your body to be able to make sure you don't miss a spot.
Oh, 2. There's that pitch on the inside part of the plate. It misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Corey Blazer tonight calling the balls and strikes. The crew chief Jerry Davis at first. Ravishing Rob Drake at second. Carlos Torres at third, the umpiring crew for this series. Cole hits one out toward left. Brandon Moss is there. 2 down.
We've seen the first couple of batters. Fastball's first pitch from Garcia. Trout doesn't jump on the first pitch often. This might be the time to look at a fastball in the inner half of the plate. He will pitch inside.
That was just below the strike zone for ball 1. Mike had a 1-for-3 game last night with a single and a walk. Two balls, no strikes.
I'll tell you what, the pitch inside, first pitch against a power hitting right-handed batter, if you're a left-handed pitcher, you really have to have a lot of confidence, because that's the pitch you're looking for, a power hitter from the right side. That's where you're trying to turn and hit that one out the left.
A cue shot foul. Doesn't that speak to the confidence that Garcia has coming out of the bullpen based on the stuff? I mean, because obviously you know what you feel like. Hey, I think I can pitch inside the righties today. I got a little life on my fastball.
Exactly, and that's why as a catcher you get down there to see a few of the pitches, and then you see Molina. He sets up way in also. That way he doesn't make a mistake. Well, that baseball leaked out over the plate. Could have been called a strike.
Yeah.
But he's setting up not only in the inside corner, but he's setting up off that inside corner so he doesn't make a mistake like that. Now pitching back should look like he's going to with a changeup.
Trout lines one towards short. Diaz gloves it, and the Angels go down in order. So both pitchers with 1, 2, 3 first innings went to the second scoreless.
A second, that's a split table right there. A couple Angel fans, a couple Cardinal fans.
More importantly, who's picking up the tab?
Cardinal fan. Got to. It's our house. Invitation only. You got to pick up the tab.
It's our house, you pick.
Yes, you pay.
So basically, you charge everybody that comes to your house for dinner. That's what you're saying. It's our house, buddy.
Yeah.
You're done.
If you're going to get that invitation, it should be an honor.
You are so privileged to pay to be in our house.
So you got to pick it up.
Here's Brandon Moss to lead things off. I love it. I mean, that's legit. I'm gonna jot that down. That's a veteran move right there.
Save a few dollars here and there. Hey, you want to come over to the house? Yeah, just make sure you bring the food and pay for it.
Moss was at first base last night, in left field tonight. Had a 2-for-4 game with a couple of singles and a walk. Hitting .233, 7 home runs, 19 runs batted in.
By the way, Oakland has given up 13 runs now to Boston in that game.
Yeah, if I read that correctly, like I said in the open, first time in franchise history they've allowed 11 runs in 4 straight games. And that is a franchise. It's been around a while if you go back.
And this time you see Soto putting a hand behind Moss to make sure that right side of the infield aware that the pitch is going to be going inside. You see him do that with his catcher's mitt when he's going inside to a right-handed batter to make Escobar and Simmons and or Ryan or Pennington aware it could be hit to the left side of the infield. On that high fastball there. I wonder if he might try that split finger fastball. Very important to see the movement on that pitch early on for Shoemaker to go straight down instead of lateral movement.
Full count. Moss pulls with foul. Again, in on the hands. Saw that in the first inning.
He's come inside pretty firm, even off the plate, even in this at bat against Moss.
Another payoff pitch, and that is ball 4.
And now it's time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. That play finished off last inning by Brendan Ryan. The jam, Matt Holliday, the movement on that ground ball. He ends up fielding that into the outfield grass and quickly throws over to Albert Pujols. But this angle right here, you can see the way that ball moved at the last second. Almost like one of those baseballs you would have with the 3 dimples on there that would react differently for an infielder. Great play by Brendan Ryan, reacting well to field that one.
Albert very familiar with Brendan Ryan and Shane Robinson all together 2009 with the St. Louis Cardinals. This one's pulled foul. And there's 3 guys in their lineup drafted by the Cardinals. Albert in '99 in the 13th round. Robinson in the 5th round in '08 out of Florida State, and Brendan Ryan 7th round pick. Yadier Molina hitting .319. 9 doubles, a triple, 12 runs batted in. 2-hit game last night with a walk.
Good slider there from Shoemaker. Three times in this game so far for Shoemaker. Head of the count 0-2.
Back up the middle, Ryan's not going to get it. Almost like a quick pitch to fastball there on Molina. First 2 have reached to start the second. Here comes Matt Adams.
And one thing you don't want to do against Molina is throw a high fastball on high pitches. .425 batting average for Molina. Stayed back on that one well and shot that right back up the middle. You're ahead of the count 0-2. You don't have to try to trick a hitter. You just make a quality pitch. Again, avoid that upper part of the strike zone against Molina.
Matt Adams starting at first base tonight. .267 average, 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in. Cuts through that first one. 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Adams played just 60 games last year for St. Louis, had a right quad tear. A lot of power in that bat. This was looped out to left center field. Now it'll get down for a hit. Moss will come in to score. Molina stays at second, and the Cardinals have a 1-0 lead. Adams picks up his 8th run batted in.
Just went down and got that fastball, 2-seam fastball. Was down, but middle part of the plate, and Adams just looking to hit the ball the other way on a pitch down and away. It's a good piece of hitting. This Cardinal club, even behind in counts, very effective as far as keeping their same approach. Yadier Molina with his base hit, hitting .375 with 2 strikes on him. So there's a lot of confidence in their ability to hit the ball even behind counts.
Yeah, they've fared well with men in scoring position this year. .294 team batting average. 2 on, nobody out. Grichuk takes a fastball for a strike.
Talk about a big point of the game, even though we're only here in the 2nd inning. With the way the Cardinals have pitched so far in this series, especially Garcia this season alone, and the offensive struggles, this Cardinal club could put up runs in bunches. Love to get a double play ball right now.
Breaking ball. Evens a count on a ball and a strike. Grichuk had 1 hit last night. It was his 5th home run of the season to straightaway center, just beyond the reach of Mike Trout. Even 200 for the once upon a time Angel draft pick. 1-1. Check swing. Did he go? No. Jerry Davis with Jerry Davis eyes tonight.
Old school now. He'd go. Like Ken Kaiser like.
All-timer Ken Kaiser. 2-1 pitch. Breaking pitch, and that's pulled through the left side. It's a single. Robinson playing shallow, so that'll keep Molina at third base. So 4 batters now have reached against Shoemaker. Bases are loaded with nobody out. Colton Wong coming up. See if Nagy pays a visit. He's coming up the steps.
Well, going back at the start of this inning, Shoemaker thought he made a pretty good pitch to Brandon Moss. 3-2 fastball. It was a little bit off the plate. It looked like Shoemaker was a little bit frustrated. Since that point, 3 straight singles.
And now he's going to face a guy that, although he is struggling this year, has a little thump in his bat. Colton Wong got into the game late last night. Pinch hit in the 7th inning, hit a fly ball to left. 11 home runs last year, hit .262. As I mentioned, he is off to a very slow start this year. .206 average with a home run and 4 runs batted in. And with the emergence of Diaz, the shortstop, offensively, and if Peralta comes back 100%, you could see the Cardinals move Diaz over to second base. Shoemaker going from the full windup with nobody out here in the 2nd, and the base is loaded. Swinging first pitch, fouls it off. Cardinals 8 for 20 this year with the bases loaded.
And that's got to be up to Shoemaker as far as the full windup with the bases loaded. Because what it does is allow the runners to get an even bigger lead against you.
Yeah, Molina at third, Adams at second, Grichuk at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. If anything, it helps Matt Adams at second base.
You get a very good secondary lead. Always been a big believer with the bases loaded regardless of outs, really. I always felt that pitching from the stretch is better.
Wong fouls it off to the left. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Robinson very shallow and left. Trout and Calhoun at normal depth. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Shoemaker now with 36 pitches. Averaging 18.6 pitches per inning, which is the 5th most amongst AL pitchers. A lot of pitches per inning for Shoe this year.
Wong lines with a center. It's a base hit. Molina will score. Adams to third. It's 2-0. Wong picks up his 5th run batted in, and still nobody out here in the 2nd. Base runners had to freeze for a moment with that ball hit on the line.
And this is 94 on a fastball, but right down the heart of the plate. Wong did a nice job of staying back. All these swings have been pretty solid swings from Cardinal hitters, is staying back, going with the pitch.
Aledmus Diaz, the shortstop, batting now with the bases loaded. He will look at a fastball for a strike. Diaz has been just incredibly hot to start the year. He's hitting .394, 5 home runs, 17 runs batted in. 1 for 3 game last night with an RBI double. On the corner, 0-2.
Shoemaker's faced 9 batters in this game at this point. 8 first pitch strikes. Getting ahead, hasn't been able to finish off the hitters.
Top of the order, Carpenter on deck. That's out toward right center field, hit well. Trout was playing somewhat shallow. He will track it down. Coming into scores, Adams, the 2 base runners behind him, both advance, and it's 3-0 St. Louis as Diaz picks up his 18th run batted in.
Again, ahead of the count, 0-2. It's still a well-hit baseball and another 2-strike swing. And Trout playing a little shallow. And Diaz showing that power he has. Even with 2 strikes. Trout playing shallow, able to run that one down. That was not an easy play. Going back right in front of the warning track, getting in quickly as they try to prevent both runners from advance, but cannot do so because it was hit too far.
And Wong's got good speed going from first to second. So Grichuk at third, Wong at second. And still from the full windup, Carpenter fouls it back. Angels play Carpenter to pull on the infield. 3 guys on the left, pardon me, on the right side. 1 on the left. That's Escobar. One pitch. Lays off. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. 43 pitches thrown by Shoemaker. 28 this inning. Carpenter, the 7th man to bat. Skies this one to center field. It'll be deep enough to score Grichuk from third. Grichuk's coming home. Wong is going to third to throw. A good one, but we're not going to get the speedy Colton Wong, and it's 4-0 St. Louis. Carpenter picks up his 22nd run batted in. There are 2 outs.
See Wong tagging up, knowing how deep that baseball is, and Trout's arm has improved quite a bit. 7 outfield assists last year. A couple already this season.
Now Stephen Piscotty at the plate. The man at third. Piscotty grounded out in the first inning. Tough guy with men in scoring position. And this is lined to right. Cole moves back on it. He'll make the catch. Piscotty leads Major League Baseball in hits with men in scoring position. Cardinals score 4. They lead it 4-0.
leading off this inning. Look for Albert to ignite the offense. Looking for something up in the strike zone against Garcia. 566 career home runs. Needs to have a big swing here, or very least get the offense going at this point.
Jaime Garcia has a 4-0 lead as we begin the bottom of the second inning. Pujols, Cron, and Soto for the Angels. Albert last night 0 for 4. Hitting 183, 6 home runs, and 18 runs batted in.
And Albert's going to have to drive the ball the other way more than likely against Garcia. Especially if he goes that two-seamer way and changeup away. In, try to turn on it.
Went around. That's that off-speed pitch. It's 1-2.
It is a very good changeup.
That's some late movement to it, too. One-two pitch. Albert strikes out swinging, 1 out.
That's that combination we were talking about. Changeup away, and then he comes back with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Same plane, same zone. We go right away with that late movement on that pitch.
So 1 out, nobody on, and C.J. Cron up.
Remember back in the day when Joe Saunders was throwing well for the Angels, he had that two-seamer going away, followed it up with a changeup away. Same plane, got a lot of quick outs that way.
Just thinking about Joe the other day.
He had a solid,
doing all right.
He had a solid career with the Angels.
Oh, I'll never forget the trade.
Yeah, that was difficult to see him. He just loved being part of the Angel organization. We were down there in Texas.
Texas, yeah. Cron hits one out to left field. Brandon Moss is there. TJ got that one a little bit off the end of the bat. 2 down. Hey, if you have a group of 20 or more interested in experiencing Angels baseball, receive group ticket pricing for as low as $6 per seat. Visit angels.com/groups for more info. Joe Saunders deal, of course, was the Dan Herron trade, part of the Dan Herron trade. Joe breaking down in the clubhouse. Good guy. Giovanni Soto, 273. 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in. He's back behind the plate. Second straight start for Giovanni. He will look at a strike. Garcia, by the way, and I know we talked about Leak last night. The guy has been struggling this year, and the Angels just couldn't figure him out. Garcia has been good, and he's been carrying a scoreless inning streak with him coming into tonight's start. 12 1/3 innings coming in. Now it's 13 1/3. Actually 14 now. With the 2 outs here in the second inning. Ground ball towards short. Diaz has it. And a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Garcia. Well, ahead of the 3rd inning, St. Louis leads it 4-0.
Top of the third, and now it's time for the T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. Pretty impressive day in baseball so far. Seattle with a walk-off in the 11th. Houston with a walk-off in the 16th inning, but the Washington Nationals against Detroit. Max Scherzer, 20 punch-outs in the game, tied a Major League record for a 9-inning game. Max Scherzer was absolutely dominant tonight.
And he had a chance for number 21, but instead got a ground ball fielder's choice.
That's what that's what it is. What you like? Oh, don't make the play on it. I want a chance at a punch-out.
Matt Holliday swinging first pitch, lofts one out towards shallow left. Robinson will call off Brendan Ryan, who never saw the baseball. One down. Let's go back to that Scherzer game against the Tigers.
Well, he had his slider working throughout. 85 to 87 on a slider. 19 make that 20 punch outs, and the ground ball out on a slider looked like down in the strike zone. He was 93-94 with his fastball, but he was in that game. 20. Kerry Wood, Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, all members of that 20 strikeout in a 9-inning game club. That was usually about 2 months for me.
Yeah, he had 8 strikeouts through 3 innings. Feeling pretty good about your start at that point, don't you?
Yeah, oh yeah, you're locked in.
Moss pops it up left side. Escobar. Two down.
Again, the record is 21. It had been in a 16-inning game by Tom Chaney back in 1962 for the
Senators, right? Yeah.
16 innings. Imagine pitching 16 innings.
That's when men were men, Gooby.
Yeah, I guess so.
They ate gravel for snacks and they drank out of a hose. Yadier Molina at the plate. He's 1 for 1. Single with a run scored.
Someone, the manager, were wearing a suit, wasn't going to walk out there to make the pitching change, and said, "You're out there forever." He finished the game.
Gives new meaning to soaking up innings.
Yes.
Bullpen needs a day off. Needs you to work 16. Back then you had to.
Oh yeah.
No guaranteed glue, man. 16, okay. I can go 18.
Then available for the bullpen the next day.
Yeah, you're mopping up the next day. Yeah, the day-night doubleheader, you get the mop up.
Yeah, like Wilbur Wood started 2 games, doubleheader, back-to-back games.
Three balls, 1 strike on Molina.
He had 1 year. Did he win 20 and lose 20 in the same season? Or pretty close to that.
That sounds right. That's out toward right field, chasing Cole back. Cole was playing shallow. He'll pull up, and this one is off the fence. Molina hustling towards second. He is in there with a 2-out double. You were talking about that high pitch on Yadier. There it is again.
Yeah, when you're looking at numbers and scouting reports, and you see a guy's batting average over 420 on high fastballs, that tells you I'm going to pitch down and away or off speed below the strike zone. Twice now, fastballs up and a perfect swing for Molina. How he stayed back on that baseball. He wasn't trying to pull that baseball. He was just trying to shoot that ball to right. Picks up a double. His 10th of the season. Another hitter in this lineup for the Cardinals with double figures in doubles.
There's Matt Adams, who had an RBI single and a run scored in the second. Shift on. Now Ryan goes back to the shortstop side of second base. Oh, what count? Wilbur Wood, by the way, 1973 for the White Sox, 24-20. Pitched in 49 games, made 48 starts. 48 starts.
44 decisions?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
How about that? And he lost 20 games in 1975. Lost 19 the following season in 74. Adams hooks one foul. No balls, 2 strikes. That's the thing that's just amazing to me is the games started. He had a run of 5 straight years of 42 or more starts. 42, 49, 48, 42, 43.
Wow.
Is that a 4-man rotation?
Yeah, 4-man rotation. Off day became probably a 3-man rotation if they ever had an off day in there. With that many starts.
Called strike 3, got him looking. First strikeout of the game for Shoemaker. And the Cardinals leave a man in scoring position. One to the bottom of the 3rd. The Angels down 4-0. Subaru loves promise. Subaru's pledge is to do right by the communities in which we all live and work. And by El Pollo Loco. Try the new double chicken salads today. Cardinals on top 4-0. Bottom of the 3rd. It's the bottom 3rd of the order coming up for the Angels against Jaime Garcia. He has faced 6 and he has retired all 6. 2 strikeouts included in that. Giavatello, Robinson, and Ryan for the Angels here in the bottom 3rd. Giavatello batting .208 with a home run, 2 doubles, 6 runs batted in. A couple of singles last night, going 2 for 4. One ball, one strike. Mentioned the issues that Garcia's had. Shoulder surgery, had a strain initially, and then his surgery in 2012. Only pitched in 16 games combined between 2013 and 2014. And to have another surgery, thoracic outlet syndrome, 2014. Only had 20 starts coming back from that last year.
He's been special so far this season. Opponents only hit 175 against him.
Ground ball towards short. Diaz to the backhand has it. Well done. There's the stretch there. It seemed like a lot of guys were having that thoracic outlet syndrome surgery. They remove a rib,
yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the Angels pitching staff certainly has dealt with a lot of injuries this season. 3 members of the starting rotation anticipated in the rotation on the 60-day DL.
Or is that scroll? But it seems like it's on, man. That many guys.
Saw Houston Street today playing catch, threw from 80 feet. Yesterday, 60 feet, progressing well, feeling much better himself. And you're dealing with those 3 starters out and then your closer out.
Ball and a strike on Robinson. 2 for 4 as an Angel. 1 RBI. 83 games with the Twins. Mentioned originally the St. Louis Cardinals out of Florida State. Two balls, 1 strike. Angels still looking for their first base run of the game. 1 out here to third. Cardinals scoring all 4 of their runs in the second inning on 4 hits. 2 sacrifice flies. 3 balls, 1 strike. There's a walk. There's the first base runner. Comes via the free pass, and Brendan Ryan will come up and get his first plate appearance as an Angel.
Robinson had that big home run against the Dodgers in 2013. NLCS against J.P. Powell.
Those stats in the big leagues this year. 47 games last year with the Yankees. 229. 7th round pick in 2003 by St. Louis out of Lewis Clark State University of Lewis in Idaho. Go Warriors.
That's you right there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, spent a brief time there, very brief. Ed Chef, the head coach.
So you had a good time?
Yeah, incredible. Good program. One ball was strike. Brendan was traded from the Yankees to the Cubs back in December, part of the Starlin Castro deal. And then a couple of days later was let go by Chicago. Ended up signing a minor league deal with the Nationals in the offseason. Angels acquired him a couple of days ago. Angels making a trade earlier today with the Atlanta Braves. Ulis Chassin, 28-year-old right-hander from Venezuela, coming over from the Atlanta Braves, minor league pitcher. Chassin scheduled to get to start Saturday in Seattle.
Went through a combined no-hitter with the Rockies at 5 1/3 on August 18, 2009.
He's pitched with the Rocks, the Diamondbacks briefly, and then the Braves. One ball, 2 strikes. Right now, 34 years of age, a career .234 average over 10 years in the big leagues. Wearing good old number 23.
Good number.
Zach Greinke's old number. Foul back.
Greinke seemed to follow me everywhere, didn't he?
Yeah.
With that number.
Yes, he did. Didn't he?
Couldn't quite get that number with the Dodgers.
You got it in '97.
Yep.
Scott Spezio had it from 2000, 2003.
Some big home runs for Spezio wearing that jersey.
And since 2006, only Greinke wore it. 2012.
Mike Butcher Award, pitching coach.
They were thinking about retiring it for you.
Yeah.
Ryan takes a called strike 3, 2 down.
An off-speed pitch. Well, he can really change speeds with that changeup and breaking ball. One of the highest whiff percentage on off-speed pitches from Garcia. 43.9%.
Robinson still at first base. Here's Yunel Escobar, strikeout victim in the first. Escobar's been hot over the last 12 games. Batting average just over 400. 19 for 47. Feasting on lefties. Respectable against right-handers. Robinson with a walk, standing at first base. Ground ball. Sounded like it broke his bat. Colton Wong has it. He'll go to first. Angels are done here in the third. To the fourth we go with the Cardinals up 4-0.
Brought to you by Kia. Look at that, most games, career games caught by current Major League managers. Brad Ausmus at the top with 1,938 games caught. Mike Scioscia right below him at 1,395. Mike Matheny, four-time Gold Glove winner behind the plate, just under 1,300 career games. And Joe Girardi just below him there.
Grichuk, Wong, and Diaz for St. Louis here in the fourth. Shoemaker gave up a two-out double in the third inning, but then struck out Adams to get out of the third.
Scioscia, two-time All-Star as a catcher. Matheny, though, very good defensively.
Three balls, no strikes, and it's 61 pitches for Matt Shoemaker. One strikeout, one walk, 5 hits allowed. 3-0 now. Grichuk lets it fly, 3-0, fouls it back. Full count. Ground ball to the right side. It's a base hit. Second hit of the game for Grichuk. Leadoff man on board. Every fan matters when the Angels take on the Orioles Friday, May 20th at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a commemorative trout wall catch figurine courtesy of Cox Communications while supplies last. Visit angels.com/promotions to get your tickets today.
Well, this Cardinal club, this is one of the best clubs I've seen. Their approach with 2 strikes. It's amazing. They just use the entire field. Very comfortable and confident even with 2 strikes on them.
Colton Wong with an RBI single. There's some movement now in the Angels pen. Just look to get some action going out of the bullpen. And I think when you saw Socha and Nagy talking there, you're looking at the card as far as the bullpen and how it shapes up for tonight. You're down 4-0 already. You don't want it to get any further, become a greater deficit for the Angels. It's been difficult to score runs on this homestand to begin with, let alone dig yourself yet another hole like last night was 8-0. RBI that Wong picked up in the second, his 5th of the season. Escobar near the cut of the grass at third. Two stolen bases on the year for Grichuk. I think that's more of a product of allowing Moore some time to get loose. Cardinals with a total of 10 stolen bases on the season. Grichuk takes off. The hit and run is on. Wong hits one out to straightaway center field. Mike Trout moving back and at the wall will make the catch. Grichuk will head back to first base. A long out, but it's the first out here in the 4th.
Been some loud outs too made by the Cardinals in this game. Ball was hit a long way. Fastball up. Shoemaker, that reaction there is thinking that might have a chance of getting out. Trout back up against the wall. Able to track that one down right at that 396 sign.
Aledmys Diaz, the shortstop, and a sacrifice fly to right center in the second inning. Picked up his 18th RBI. Takes a strike. Runner goes. Throw down to second and not in time.
And Soto wants to know if his throw was not impeded by Diaz drifting out over the plate. Like Socha wants an explanation himself.
As long as Diaz completes the swing within the batter's box, it shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. Soto was that pitch was on the inside part of the plate, so he was positioned that way. But not a bad try.
No.
If you're the catcher, you go ahead and make contact or try to.
He drifted out towards the home plate area. And what you try to do, even in your follow through, you hit his back with your arm.
0-2 count. Man in scoring position. Down at the dirt, blocked by Soto. Here's the slide at second for Grichuk. Oh, wow. Face plant fiesta.
And he was able to gather himself to get his hand on the base and keep it on the base also.
Took a little off the beard there. The 1-2 pitch. Lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And another 2-strike count against the Cardinal hitter. Shoemaker trying to get him the chase. Diaz does not.
Moore's ready to go, just throwing the occasional pitch out of the bullpen. 70 pitches for Matt. 1 out here in the 4th. 2-2 now. Full count. It's the fourth full count that Shoes had tonight. Top of the order. Carpenter on deck. It seems like he has batted almost every inning. First 2 games. Breaking pitch pulled foul.
How Chris Maloney, third base coach, got out of the way of that ball right at him in coach's box.
Actually in the coach's box,
yes.
too. Soto back outside. Here comes the payoff again. Off the end of the bat towards center. Grichuk's not going anywhere. 2 down. So it's Matt Carpenter up. 0 for 1, a fly ball to left and a sacrifice fly the second. Shoemaker trying to leave that base runner stranded in scoring position for the second straight inning. In the third, it was a 2-out double. Here, a single and a stolen base. Trying to keep this a 4-0 Cardinals lead. Caught the outside corner for a strike. Take a look at the defense for the Angels with the shift on the right side of the infield. You do that with a lefty up. You play that left fielder shallow. And that's where Robinson is at. Take anything away as far as a little flare.
And you have to pitch to the defense too. You have to stay in or have a plate off speed, especially like that pitch right there. You throw a 2-seam fastball down and away, even though normally it would be a pretty good pitch, you can hit that ball to the left side of the infield. 75 pitches, 32 of them in the second inning, which the Cardinals scored their 4 runs.
One ball, 2 strikes. Carpenter, a 13th round selection. 2009 out of TCU. He's paid big dividends for the Cardinals.
And a lot of big hits in big moments also.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
So they did a nice job of keeping that split finger fastball in front of him. Well, what I've seen so far in this game from the Cardinals against Shoemaker, they are not chasing anything out of the strike zone as if they know what pitch is coming. And the Cardinals have always been pretty good as far as seeing what the pitcher's doing, if they're moving their finger out of the glove there for Shoemaker, or a little bit different as far as the hesitation coming in the stretch position if you're throwing certain pitches. They are not chasing anything that it's even close to the strike zone or just below it. And Shoemaker's had a lot of counts where he's been 0-2, yet he hasn't been able to finish off hitters.
Yeah, with so many 0-2 counts, should be at 77 pitches with 1 out or 2 outs, pardon me, in the 4th. Grichuk over at second. 2-2 now. Breaking pitch, and that is hooked foul.
See, you see when Shoemaker goes in that stretch position, and sometimes if you're going an off-speed pitch, you go a little bit higher. Sometimes you're a little bit lower on a fastball as far as getting down to that set position. They just seem to know exactly where a location, what pitch could be coming.
Tried to run that front door fastball that he got Adams on to finish off the third, but it misses. Full count. Payoff pitch. Carpenter just got a piece of it. Fooled on that off speed. Carpenter skies one to center. Playable for Trout. Took a little while, but Zhu got out of it. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols coming up with the Angels down 4-0. Another doubleheader starting as Jose Altuve and the Houston Astros take on David Ortiz and the Boston Red Sox. Then American League Central rivals collide when the Twins square off against the Cleveland Indians in a game you can only see on FS1. It all starts at 9:30 a.m. Pacific on FS1 or watch it live. Gooby, Fox Sports Go.
Yeah, Red Sox are crushing the baseball. 288 batting average as a team. That's coming into the game today in which they scored 13 more runs.
So you think it went up?
So they got 196 runs scored as a team.
Cole Calhoun to lead things off against Jaime Garcia, who's not allowed a hit. He was allowed one base runner, and that was to Shane Robinson, a walk with one out in the third inning. Cole hit a fly ball to left in his first at bat. First one's in for a strike. Hits have been few and far between for the Angels, especially on this homestand. Only 3 extra base hits for the Angels on this homestand, all doubles. 1 hit of the last 31 innings. 1 extra base hit, I should say, the last 31 innings. Cole bounces it foul. 19 of the last 20 hits for the Angels singles. That's not to say they haven't had the opportunities to, with men in scoring position. They've been there, especially early in games.
He had a couple opportunities last night against Mike Leake. He made some quality pitches, had real good movement on his fastball.
Missed upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
.27 strikes of the 42 pitches thrown for Garcia.
Cole goes down swinging. One down. Strikeout number 4 for Garcia.
Got a very good curveball. It's a swing and miss. Starts up around belt high, ends up in the dirt.
Mike lined out to Diaz, the shortstop, to end the first.
He'll turn over that two-seam fastball, but he also will throw his changeup in that same arm slot. 2-1 counts this year. Hitters 4 for 6 against Garcia with a home run, .667 batting average.
Ground ball back up the middle. Colton Wong lays back on it. Low throw, and Trout is safe at first. Little miscommunication there between Diaz and Wong, and that'll go as an infield base hit for Trout.
And they're checking this to make sure. Trout did beat that one out. And that play right there, going in decision, it's worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. And Wong with the strong throw. It's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, very close.
I think they might take a look at that one. Looks like it's in the glove before Trout gets his foot down.
Yeah.
Right there.
Although,
was he controlling the baseball,
right,
though?
Ball seemed to be moving there, and they are going to challenge it.
Again, the baseball's in the glove, but was it in control?
Yeah, that last replay there showed the ball moving as the foot hit the bag. Watch the baseball once it hit Adams' glove.
And it's in the glove, but it's kind of moving around enough.
Well, the call on the field is safe.
Scooped well by Adams, but did he have the baseball under control as it's in that glove? Palm of the glove.
See, on that one there, it didn't appear as if the ball moved.
Yeah, it looked like he had it under control. It's good go. I mean, I think they can overturn this play.
And he is out. So that's a 4-3 putout. Call is overturned, and the Cardinals retain their challenge.
That is a big target at first base, and stretching able to get to that baseball.
Yeah, no question. So 2 outs. The Angels still hitless. And here's Albert. Struck out to lead off the second. One ball, one strike. Bottom part of the zone, and it's 1-2. 4 strikeouts for Garcia, 1 walk. .50 pitches for the left-hander. Here's the 1-2. Albert rolls a foul. Nice play by Crone in the on-deck circle.
Garcia trying to stay down lower part of the strike zone. Albert has struggled in the low pitches this year. Albert's trying to bring him up in the strike zone to drive a baseball.
Chopper left side, and it goes off the glove of Carpenter. Trickles into left, and Albert will reach.
Somewhat of a high changeup. And in between hop on Carpenter, gets himself in position.
It's an error on Carpenter.
And Diaz looked like he was in position to field that one also.
Yeah.
You see his reaction.
Carpenter's fourth error.
See right there with Diaz, he knew he had a chance to be able to backhand and throw that one across the diamond.
C.J. Cron, a fly ball to left in the second. He drives one out towards center field, hit well. Moving back on it is Grichuk at the wall. Gone! Big fly for C.J. Cron, his second of the season. And the Angels get on the board with their first hit. It's 4-2 St. Louis.
Got Garcia out of the stretch positions for the second time. And that baseball went a long way. The camera guy out in center field's okay. Had that little protection above him. Fastball downstairs. Inner half of the plate. And good balance to get the barrel of the bat and lift on that fastball from C.J. Cron. His second home run, 10 RBI.
First home run for the Angels in a week. Mike Trout, 8th inning home run against the Milwaukee Brewers. Soto grounding this one to short. Diaz has it. And the inning comes to an end. But a big error by Carpenter allows Cron to come to the plate. He did not miss that first pitch fastball. 4 complete, 4-2 Cardinals.
Let's take a look at the top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco. C.J. Cron crushes this 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Deep center field. Watch out, Ted. Right on top of it. Our camera guy, Ted Van Allen. I think he's for Van Halen or Van Helsing.
One or the other.
Yes.
They both work.
Yes. 103-mile-an-hour hit speed off the bat. Thanks for that little awning out there to protect them.
2, 3, and 4 coming up for St. Louis here in the 5th. Piscotty, Holiday, and Moss. No balls, 2 strikes on Steven Piscotty. The right fielder's 0 for 2. A ground ball to third and a fly ball to right. 1-2.
In another 0-2 count for Shoemaker. 6th time in the game, Shoe's been ahead of the count 0-2. Very important inning to put up a 0.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bourne's back up and loosening. So he's ready to go should anything happen here in the 5th inning. Home run by Crone, snapping the scoreless inning streak of Garcia at 16. 2-2 now. Scotty grounds one to the left side. That'll sneak through for a base hit. So the leadoff man reaches. And Matt Holliday will come to the plate now. 7th hit for St. Louis tonight.
So should go into the bullpen after that hit.
Needing to keep this a 2-run deficit. Matt Shoemaker comes up. Last 4 innings plus 1 batter, allowing 7 hits and 4 runs. He's responsible for the guy at first, a pitching change with the Angels trailing at 4-2.
Infinity. Visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today. And by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org.
Cardinals on top 4-2, top of the 5th inning. Piscotty is over at first base. He's responsible. Matt Shoemaker's responsible for Piscotty, the base runner. Matt Holliday will step up to face Mike Morn. In and out, who's in, who's out. Morn pitching in his 18th game, 1-0 record at 2.13 ERA, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks in 12 2/3 innings so far. Holliday 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly ball to left. First one, a breaking ball for a strike. Holliday thought that pitch was down low, and according to Fox Tracks, looks like it could have been called a ball. It probably should have been. One ball, one strike. But Mike slipped a little bit at that landing area.
It's one thing as a reliever you have to get used to in a game after the starting pitchers, or even sometimes a number of pitchers come in the game, different landing spots.
Has gotten better though over the years, hasn't it? With the way they compact the mound.
Exactly. Boy, there used to be times where you can roll your ankle.
Not only on the landing area, but up against the rubber too.
Yeah, huge. Some guys would just dig and dig and dig and be able to push off the pitching rubber. And then you try to fill it back in when you went out and took the mound. Then next time you come back out there, there's already another hole being dug. Lopez does a great job with this mound here.
Piscotty takes off, the 1-1 fouled off.
And the Cardinals don't run a whole lot, but hit and run put on there. Matheny's done a very good job. Not an easy thing to do to take over for Tony La Russa. Look at all the success he had as manager of the Cardinals.
5th season now for Matheny.
I mean, the playoffs his first 4 years.
First place in the Central last year with a 100-win season. Changeup, foul back.
And a changeup foul ball into the stands also. 71-mile-an-hour changeup. Big differential between his fastball and changeup. Sometimes 20+ mile-an-hour differential.
Leadoff single for Piscotty. Last batter that Shoemaker faced, 4 innings, 7 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. All 4 runs so far earned. Two balls and 2 strikes. Halos with 1 hit. That was C.J. Cron with 2 outs after the error by Carpenter, homering to center field, just to the left of straightaway center. C.J.'s 2nd of the year. Now has 10 runs batted in. Piscotty picked off at first base. He didn't think so. He's not moving, and they're going to check it downstairs.
Pretty quick move. And he was definitely going. See if he got it on the back before he got his hand. That's going to be a real close one. Better angle here. Quick tag.
There's the tag.
And just as the hand is making contact with the base.
Very close. No decision yet made by the Cardinals.
Indeed stands that would be the first career pickoff for Mike Morin. It's a long time to make that decision. Going to give that thumb up.
50-50 is what he's saying. That's David Bell, the bench coach. So 1 down.
It's all about the tag also by Albert. Going to that back part of the base. Like it just touches that shoulder area before the finger touches the base. It's extremely close.
2-2. Changeup, popped him up. Middle part of the infield. Morin calling everybody off. No, he's not. Escobar calls him off. I mean, he was adamant he was going to catch that ball. Adamant, I tell you.
Yes. Tall enough to make that play on the jump ball.
Once,
called it.
Twice, 3 times a lady, and here comes Escobar.
Yeah, so get out of the way.
Yeah. Excuse me, Mike. You look good, but.
And Mike saying, "Excuse me, you know, don't you understand that we are without a question, the best athlete. Speaking of that, Thor, Noah Syndergaard with 2 home runs in the game tonight for the Mets. See, proving the point again.
Yeah, yes, you are. There's Brandon Moss.
Just looking for a way to get that one in tonight.
Sure. Well, he caved right away when Escobar called him off. Don't you have to stand your ground? You have to talk to him tomorrow, aren't you?
I will talk to him.
Moss walked and scored in the second inning. It was the walk that started that 4-run rally for St. Louis in the second. Popped out to Soto. And he goes down swinging on the changeup. So Morin comes in, calms things down. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-2 Cardinals. The Los Angeles Angels may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Giavatello, Robinson, and Ryan for the Angels here in the bottom of the 5th, down to 4-2. Nice job by Mike Moore to finish off the 5th. Keeping a 2-run deficit. Johnny grounded out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. 1 away.
That last changeup by Moore, and it's 69-mile-an-hour changeup. A swing and miss.
It looks like Michael will come back down for the 6th inning. Angels are in the midst of 16 consecutive games for their next off day. That'll happen after the Ranger series in Arlington.
And because not a lot of runs being scored by the offense, Mike Scioscia's been forced to go a little bit earlier than he probably would like to, down in the bullpen with his starters when they're struggling at all. What you'll like to see is, as a starter, your manager have enough confidence you can fight your way through some tough situations. But when you're not scoring, it's tough to have that leeway to do so.
Yeah, that being said, though, at times you're going to have some of these starters soak up some innings because the bullpen has just been worked and overworked the last couple of weeks. You're carrying a 9-man bullpen right now. And it's a tough stretch of games right now. You get the Cardinals for 1 more. Then you go up to Seattle for 3.
And the way they're swinging the bats.
Yeah. Dodgers, 4-game series, 2-2 at home. Then the Orioles come into town, and then you go to Texas to play the Rangers before the next off day.
And Mark Trumbo with 2 home runs today for Baltimore.
You got 11 now?
Yes.
12.
Marte and Cano swinging the bat extremely well for the Mariners.
Robinson flips this one over to Colton Wong. 2 outs. Trumbo with 11 now.
That's 6 ground ball outs for Garcia.
Ryan struck out looking at a third, 1 of 4 strikeouts for Garcia.
Well, that's a great changeup. Same arm action as his fastball, because you can throw that 2-seam fastball going down and away.
Count remains at 0 balls, 2 strikes. 64 pitches for Garcia. 44 strikes.
And by throwing that cut fastball and fastball in against right-handed batters, it opens up the outer half for him. If you live away all day long, you can just look to hit the ball the opposite way. He keeps you honest with his fastball, 4-seam in, and his cut fastball.
Ryan goes down swinging. Garcia with a 1-2-3 inning. 5 complete, 4 to 2 Cards. Fox Sports West is brought to you by Mercury Insurance. On a mission to save you money. Log on to MercuryInsurance.com today to get a fast free quote and see how much you could save. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Cardinals on top 4-2, top of the 6th. Yadier Molina to lead things off. Mike Morin back out. A pickoff, a pop-up, and a strikeout for Morin in his 1 inning of relief so far. Molina 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He's also scored a run.
Pretty good pitch.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a pretty good miss. Two balls, one strike. Mentioned earlier, Texas defeating the White Sox 6-5. Seattle walking off on the Rays 11 innings. SLN AT ANA with a home run. 6-5, Seattle winning. Houston defeating the Indians 5-3, and Oakland losing to the Red Sox 13-3.
Amazing thing about that White Sox Ranger series. It looked like the White Sox had a pretty significant lead in almost all those games.
Yeah, I think they had 3 leads. The White Sox had 3 leads today.
Yes. And a big lead yesterday, in which the Rangers scored, what, 7 runs in the 8th inning?
Yeah. 2-2. Change up, and that's lifted out towards shallow right center. Giotella going out. Trout coming in. Cole coming in. Cole makes the last second basket catch. 1 down.
Boy, at the last second, I thought they might have had a chance of falling in.
Yeah.
All 3 converging at the same time. The Gold Glove winner of last season in right field takes charge, makes the play. Going a long, long way, calling it. Giotella out of the way. And Cole runs it down.
Adams, the first baseman, 1 for 2 with an RBI single. 23rd round pick, 2009 at a Slippery Rock University. Pennsylvania guy. No balls, 2 strikes. That's career batting average.
Pretty solid, don't you think?
Changeup. This one's out to shallow center. Brendan Ryan going out. 2 down. Stay tuned later tonight on the postgame show for the Business of Sports, brought to you by AutoNation.com and powered by AutoNation Scion of Buena Park. Grichuk 2 for 2 with a couple of singles, a stolen base, and a run scored.
You see Mike Moore attacking the strike zone. Not too often Mike Scioscia will have him go back out for a 2nd inning. Important to see him succeed in this moment.
That's more a product of necessity than desire.
A much better job against left-handed batters this season. Especially using that changeup and the slider, especially backdoor slider to the lefties. And a good slider there too to Grichuk.
Throw him another one.
Yeah.
Even further away. Colton Wong on deck. The Angels have the top of their order coming up. Bottom of the 6th. Fastball in.
He tried to overthrow that. He tried to throw that to the outside part of the plate and ran in and off the plate.
Slider out to left. Shane Robinson racing back. Got a beat on it. He'll make the catch as he steps onto the track. Mistake pitch there by Moore, but it stays in the yard. A 1-2-3 inning. It's still 4-2 Cards.
Are going to lead off here in the bottom of the sixth. Has been very good this season. Batting average over 300, 274 career hitter, including a big fly against the Cardinals in his career. The top three in the order, very effective for the Angels so far this year. It's part of the order we got coming up here to try to take the lead potentially in this inning.
Just one hit allowed by Jaime Garcia. That was the home run to C.J. Cron with 2 outs. A 2-run shot to cut the lead in half. Yunel is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground ball to second. Garcia with 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, and the 1 hit. Those 2 runs, by the way, unearned because of the error by Matt Carpenter on the ball that Pujols hit. Ground ball to second, sharply hit, but Colton Wong is there. 1 down.
Well, the defense has been positioned perfectly in this series so far. The ball hit well again by Escobar, but Wong in that position once again. Hit it earlier with Giavotella, hit well by Johnny in that position for Wong to be able to make the play.
Cole fouls it back. He's 0 for 2. Fly ball left and a strikeout.
So far this season against lefties, .333 batting average for Cole Calhoun. .220 last year. Staying back, driving the ball very well to left center field against left-handed pitching.
Breaking ball in there for a strike.
He's locked them up a couple times with his curveball. Tried to get him to chase the high fastball, and Cole almost went after that pitch. I wonder if Molina will put down fastball again, or does he go back to his curveball?
Trout on deck. 1-2 to Cole. He lines this one to left. Good piece of hitting. Richard cuts it off, and Cole will stop at first with a 1-out single.
That's exactly why batting average of .333 against left-handed pitching, going the other way. Went fastball, didn't get it quite upper part of the strike zone that he wanted to. More of a cut fastball, but to the barrel of the bat, and it's the perfect swing for Cole Calhoun. The foot down, bring his hands up, got that cut fastball, barrel of the bat into left center field. And great bat flip once again.
It is a really good bat flip.
And it's the same spot every time.
Yeah. Here's Trout 0 for 2 with a line out and the ground out.
That was a cut fastball that stayed right down the heart of the plate.
No balls, 2 strikes. Just caught the inside corner.
We talk about perfect technique of blocking a pitch in the dirt. Molina. We talk about that arm strength he has, but also his game calling and his ability to block pitches in the dirt. The way that baseball was getting by him. Looking up just to see Calhoun would try to advance.
1-2. Trout chops this one towards short. Diaz has it to Wong for one. Inning-ending double play as the Angels are down here in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Halos down 4-2. Score of 4-2 as we begin the 7th. Greg Malley takes over on the mound for Mike Morin. Morin, a nice outing for him. Faced 5 batters and retired all 5. He gets credited with 2 innings of work since he picked off Piscotty in the 5th inning. Malley now pitching in his 13th big league game. 1-0 record, a 1.86 ERA, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks in 9 2/3. And he'll be facing 8, 9, and 1. Wong, Diaz, and Carpenter. Matt Shoemaker got the start. Allowed 4 runs, all earned on 7 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Colton Wong, the second baseman, has had a 1-for-2 game. RBI single in the 2nd. It drove one to the wall in center in the 4th. Wong is on board with a hit by pitch.
Overthrown breaking ball. Malley after a good fastball first pitch.
First batter he has hit in the big leagues. Now you got to be cognizant of hitting and running. Seen the Cardinals attempt that a couple of times tonight. Diaz, the shortstop, is 0 for 1. Did have a sac fly in the 2nd, picking up his 18th RBI. Diaz drives one out to center. Trout moving back on it, and on the track to make the catch. Wong is tagging, and he slams on the brakes.
Good decision to slam on the brakes on that throw.
Solid throw by Trout to the bag, and that'll keep Wong over at first.
It was a deep fly ball, but he got behind that baseball well, even though he had to go back on it. And a strong throw right at the base. See how Trout gets back. He's just right on that warning track, but got behind the baseball well and got a lot more on this throw, and it's right on the money. And Wong looked like he was going to try to do it. He did it earlier in the game, but a wise decision there. A little different. Trout was going back. This time Trout back and then be able to come forward with momentum.
bunt back toward the mound. Malley throws to Pujols, and Albert keeps the foot on the bag. Interesting play there. Carpenter. The Angels will take it. 2 outs and now a man in scoring position.
Mike Soch looks like he's going to go to the bullpen now after that play by Malley. It's more a bunt for a hit. Try to bunt that down the third baseline. Malley a little off balance on the throw over the first, but Albert able to keep his foot on the base.
Bedrosian in the bullpen ready to go to face Piscotty. It's a 4-2 Cardinal lead. Starting pitchers, I should say. Adam Wainwright is going for the St. Louis Cardinals. Jared Weaver on the mound for the Angels at the Battle of Veterans.
Both 20-game winners. Weaver 16-7 in interleague play. Wainwright 11-6 in interleague play. It's going to be a fun matchup there tomorrow night. Wainwright been very, very good for a long period of time.
Bedrosian takes over on the mound for Greg Malley. Bedrosian pitching in his 9th game in the big leagues this year. No record of 1.17 ERA, 12 strikeouts, 3 walks in 7 2/3 as he comes in to face the right-hand hitting Stephen Piscotty. Piscotty 1 for 3. He had a single to lead off the 5th and then was picked off by Morin. Here's the last batter that Shoemaker faced on the evening. Big lead at second for Colton Wong. Breaking ball, first pitch in there.
It's been working for Bedrosian for a while now. His ability to throw his breaking ball for strikes, not overthrown that pitch. The velocity on his fastball has been good also, 94 to 96 range.
Time called. That was Soto calling for it.
It's a tough spot too for Bedrosian because Piscotty's been so good in this position. With 2 outs, runners in scoring position, coming in the game, a .588 batting average.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
Those are stupid numbers. Fastball missing low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt Shoemaker retired him in the 2nd inning with a man at third base. Now it's Bedrosian trying to do the same here in the 7th, trying to keep it a 2-run deficit for the Angels.
And when you think about it, pitchers really bear down, especially with runners in scoring position. A lot of times you'll see averages a little bit higher with no one on. With runners in scoring position, especially with 2 outs, you're really bearing down. Yet the batting average that high for Piscotty, very dangerous in this spot.
Yes, he did. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down low. Wong stays at second.
Blocked well by Giovanni Soto behind the plate. You have to do keep that in front just in case you get a swing at that pitch in the dirt.
Beach ball on the warning track and left. Cardinals with 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 3 left on. The Angels with 2 runs, 2 hits, stranded 1. Now Piscotty calling time. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Colton Wong hit by a pitch to start the inning. That was against Malley. Handles in the bottom of the 7th. Have Pujols, Cronin, Soto coming up. 2-2. Fastball low, full count.
What if we'll go back to a 3-2 breaking ball here?
Payoff on the way. He got a breaking ball and he shoots it down the line. Colton Wong will come in to score. It's an RBI single for Piscotty, and it's 5-2. Piscotty picks up his 22nd run batted in.
Hanging breaking ball there. And again, another good swing by Piscotty with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. Kind of backed up on him, stayed back on that one well. Just the thought process to hit that ball the other way.
Yeah, and on top of it too.
It's not an easy thing to do on an 80-mile-an-hour curveball after you're dealing with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball the pitch before.
That run gets charged to Malley, so his book is closed. Matt Holliday 0 for 3. A ground out and a couple of fly ball outs.
And Piscotty may be moving early here.
Eighth hit for St. Louis on the night. Piscotty picked off by Moore in the 5th. Out toward right, playable for Cole. He'll make the catch. Stretch time here at the Big A. Pujols, Cronin, Soto coming up. The Angels now down 5-2.
Inning stretch, fans on their feet. The old 7th inning stretch song, followed by Buttercup. A lot of smiles in the stands, hoping that the offense can respond here in the bottom of the 7th with Albert Pujols leading off.
Yeah, they'd rather be smiling about hits. The
Yes.
Angels only have 2 of them. Home run and a single. Pujols, Cron, Soto. Here the 7th against Jaime Garcia, the left-hander. There's 5 strikeouts with 1 walk.
Hyundai key for this game today, and hopefully that Albert will get this rolling. Welcome to the machine, to get the machine rolling right here. Need a big at bat to ignite the offense with this 2 hits, like you mentioned, Victor, so far in this game.
2 balls, no strikes. 77th pitch thrown by Garcia. Albert struck out in the 2nd. Reached on the error with 2 outs in the 4th inning. That was the error by Carpenter. Scored on the home run by Cron. This one's fouled off the end of the bat. 2-1 count. You just have Salas getting ready in the bullpen for the 8th. Ground ball through the hole on the left side, and there's a leadoff single. Just the 2nd hit that Albert has had against the Cardinals since becoming an Angel.
And Cron coming up now. Looking back at the 4th inning, what he did on a fastball down from Garcia, mislocation, and he crushes this ball to dead center field. Watch out, Ted. Van Allen, a 420-foot shot. C.J. Cron, 2nd home run of the season in his 30th game. He had his 2nd home run on June 29th last year for C.J. Cron. Looking to get hot now.
That 2nd home run happening after he called back up from AAA. No balls, 2 strikes. Sung Won Oh, the right-hander, getting ready. He's pitched well for the Cardinals. 0-2 to Cron. Chases a breaking ball. 1 down.
Very good location. Just break a ball in the dirt. Get ahead of the count.
So 1 out, 1 on. And Giovanni Soto up. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts to short. Soto drives one out toward left center field. Brandon Moss dives, can't get it. Falls in for a hit. The throw comes in towards 2nd. It's a double for Soto. And the Angels have runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out.
2nd double of the season for Soto. Perfect positioning of that fly ball in the left center field. Moss on the dive. Richie took a little bit longer of a route behind him, more to get that baseball if it gets away from Moss, and he did so. Well, off the bat, they might have a chance of running that one down, but did not do so. Break. Now, last year in this spot, Giovitello was very, very effective. big hit in this spot in Milwaukee also later in the game.
Johnny tonight is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Meaning on the mound, the entire infield.
Again, you see that a lot from Molina. Mentioned him almost being a second pitching coach. Just wants to see the comfort zone for Garcia at this moment. Not a lot of pitches thrown. This 85, 58 of them strikes. Seven of them out of the zone.
Pujols at third, Soto at second. Infield back, they'll take the out and exchange it for the run. 1-1.
Pretty good arms out in the outfield for the Cardinals. All three strong throwing arms.
And all three playing very shallow against Johnny.
Very difficult on a shallow fly ball for Pujols to be able to score on it.
Rolled foul. 1-2.
Now we're trying to get a good secondary lead. Just jumps out of the way of that. Hard shot right down the third base line.
More outward mobility than upward.
Yes.
But it looked good.
The splits.
Yeah.
This might be a breaking ball in the dirt here.
Fastball up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. St. Robinson on deck. Oh, is ready to go in the pen for the Cards if necessary. Salas will pitch the 8th for the Angels. 2-2 now. Johnny takes low. Borderline pitch. Full count. Three-two on the way. Johnny strikes out, swinging, 2 outs.
Got him on a changeup, expanded the strike zone, out of the strike zone, and chased it. With the changeup, turns it over, down and away, out of the strike zone. And what you're looking for at the very least is some contact made to get at least one of those runs back.
So it's up to Robinson, who's 0 for 1, a walk and a ground out. Shane starting at left tonight. Straightens up Robinson.
Garcia has pitched very well this entire season, but he's one of the few spots in which he has struggled. Lowest batter retire percentage with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. 43.8%. 4th lowest amongst MLB pitchers, considering the type of year he has had. This is what it tells you. You don't have many guys on base that often, but when he does, it's the moment where he struggles.
Handles with 2 hits in this inning, a single by Pujols and a double by Soto. Still with runners at second and third. Robinson a swing and a miss on the off speed. Figured he'd just go back to that with the way he swung at that pitch and how effective it was against Giavitello. All you can hope for is that he makes a mistake with it.
Elevated enough where you can make good contact.
Yeah.
And I think that's a quick conversation. It looked like Molina might have wanted to go fastball in. Garcia's thinking about going back to the changeup. Anytime you see a pitcher step off rubber, he's not quite in agreement with the sign put down from the catcher. It's always a good decision as a pitcher to step off. You're not really, you don't have the conviction to throw that pitch, step off and just have that quick conversation with your catcher.
Which always leads to why'd you agree to it before you came set?
Because we tend to just to follow along with the sign put down.
2-2 pitch. And it's a swing and a miss. Molina will throw down to first to complete the strikeout, and the Angels will leave 2 men in scoring position. We'll head to the 8th. 5-2 Cardinals.
The top of the 8th here at the Big A. Sal is coming on, and the Cardinals still leading the Angels 5-2. Hello, everybody. I'm Patrick O'Neill, and yes, the Angels offense clearly scuffling on this homestand, but we will keep hope alive for a happy Angels Live postgame show. So join me, Alex Curry, and Jose Mota after this one. Also go around MLB. Big night for the pitchers. Thor, a couple of home runs for the Mets. Scherzer with 20 Ks for the Nats against his former team. And the A's pitching staff allowing 51 runs in 4 games. So that going too well for Oakland. Back inside to Victor and Mark.
Nice a lot, Patrick. 5-2 Cardinals on top. Top of the 8th inning. Fernando Salas, former Cardinal, takes over.
Patrick, it's some good numbers he was rolling out there.
Yeah. Numbers machine.
Yes. 20 punch-outs for Max Scherzer tonight. By the way, Thor with 4 RBI, too, to go along with those 2 home runs. Over 400-foot shots.
Moss takes upstairs. Brandon Moss, Yadier Molina, Matt Adams for St. Louis here in the 8th. Moss open 2, a walk and a run scored. One ball, one strike. Salas spent 4 years with the St. Louis Cardinals, 2010, 2013. Compiled a 6-13 record, 3.42 ERA and 24 saves. One and two. And as we mentioned last night, the most productive of, to date anyway, the most productive of the 4 players that were swapped in that Cardinals-Angels deal. Salas and Freese coming over from St. Louis. Grichuk and Borges going to the Cards. Left side, Escobar has to barehand it. Off balance throw, and he throws it wildly. And so Moss will be awarded second. So that'll probably a hit and an error. We'll see what they end up calling it.
And the spin on the baseball too, coming in with the bare hand and try to get it and throw it all in one motion. Pulling Pujols off the base.
It is the old combination platter of a hit and an error.
You know, off balance throw, the wide throw.
Sixth error committed by Unell. It's a 20th committed by the Angels. Molina 2 for 3 game with a single, a double, and a fly ball to right.
You see by that approach right there from Molina, his thought process was right away to hit the ball to the right side.
He may have thought he was looking for off-speed pitch too. That was the old pull the shoot.
Yeah,
quickly.
Gets along with a
line to Pujols, goes to second, and they called him out. So it's a double play. No argument for Moss. 2 down.
Real good play by Albert. Good decision by Brendan Ryan to be in at that spot to be able to get a double play. Albert well off the base, line drive, and quickly fires the short. Brendan Ryan steps on the base. Led him with a perfect throw, foot on the base before the hand touches it. Well done by both. Great angle also.
23s everywhere. Matt Adams, fastball for a strike. Adams a 1 for 3 night with an RBI single. It is a great number. It's one of my favorite numbers, by the way.
It should be.
Because Donnie Baseball is one of my favorite players growing up.
You were too.
And of course, yeah.
Kansas City.
Yes. Grew up in Kansas City.
When I was a young lad.
Oh, there you go.
Watching you play baseball.
Oh.
First thing I thought of, man, that guy wears his uniform tight. I was 5 at the time.
Thankfully, the inning's over.
Well, at the bottom of the 8th, it's 5-2 Cardinals. Bottom of the 8th inning. Every game matters to the Freeway Series. Driven by Lexus. Join us on May 18th and 19th. The Angels host the Dodgers at 7:05. Get your tickets today at the Angel Stadium box office or at angels.com. New pitcher on for the St. Louis Cardinals. One lefty for another, as Garcia is done after 95 pitches. 8 strikeouts and a walk. He struck out 3 in the 7th inning. Kevin Segrist takes over. 6'5" lefty out of Buffalo, New York, pitching in his 16th game. 4-0 record, a 2.77 ERA, 13 innings, 20 strikeouts.
Yeah, fastballs 90 to 95, occasional slider, very good changeup.
Jeremy Hazelbaker takes over in left field. That means Brandon Moss moves over to first, so Matt Adams no longer in the game. Fastball misses inside to Brendan Ryan. 9-1-2 for the Angels here in the 8th. Ryan, Escobar, and Calhoun.
Pretty good downward action on his fastball. It's pretty good scouting too when you think about playing in Buffalo. Weather tough. A few months out of the year where you're able to play baseball.
Ground ball to the right side. That's Colton Wong. Moss keeps a foot on the bag. 1 out.
Long position right once again. Kind of plays the second base position like Altuve, more towards the base. Been active in this game.
Segrist last year led Major League Baseball in games. 81 out of the pen. 7-1. 2.17 ERA. Ended up, well, he was born in Buffalo, the high school in Florida, Wellington, Florida. Went to Palm Beach Community College. Ended up being a 41st round pick. He was the 1,235th overall selection in 2008. 6'5" lefty.
It throws that hard.
That's some serious projection right there. Escobar lifts one down the line, slicing foul. Take a look at the in-game box score. 4 hits for the Angels. A couple of singles, a home run, and a double. Chrome with the home run, Soto with the double. Back to the mound. 2 down. And that'll bring up Cole.
Number 56,
Pretty good hack at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball first pitch. Cole Calhoun. This is changeup.
One on the way. 1-2. Trout on deck. 5-2. Cardinals on top. 4 runs in the second, 1 in the 7th for St. Louis. 2 runs for the Angels and the Crone home run. Both unearned runs against Garcia because of the error by Carpenter on the ball that Albert hit. Two balls, 2 strikes. Full count.
Trying to get on base for Trout here.
Looking fastball there on a 3-2 count. Let it fly.
And he fell that far in the draft with this type of arm. It's amazing. 93, 94 with his fastball. Very fluid mechanics. That's why the draft is such a difficult thing in baseball. You just never know. Joe Smith getting ready in the bullpen for the Angels.
Bottom third of the order due up for St. Louis in the 9th. Joe has a pitch on Saturday. Cole fouls it off.
Good at bat so far here, Mike Cole. He pitches it so far in this at bat for Cole Calhoun.
Cole lines one out toward left center field. Hit well. Grichuk, though, will track it down for the 3rd out. As the Angels go down in order, we will head to the 9th. Halos down 5-2. Games on TV. You can now stream games live on your mobile device. Just go to your app store and download the free Fox Sports Go app. Log in and stream the Angels wherever you go. St. Louis on top 5-2 here in the 9th inning. Joe Smith takes over for Fernando Salas. Joe hadn't pitched since Saturday. Get an opportunity to get some work in. Salas went 1 inning, allowed a hit, and had 1 strikeout. 4 runs tonight charged to Matt Shoemaker, 1 to Greg Malley. As O'Malley went 2/3 of an inning. And it was Piscotty who had the RBI single off Cam Bedrosian that brought in that run. Grichuk, Wong, and Diaz for St. Louis here tonight. The Angels will have 3, 4, 5 coming up at the bottom of the ninth inning. And Trout, Pujols, and Crone. Grichuk, the center fielder, is 2 for 3 on the night. Couple of singles and a fly ball to left. First pitch fastball is cut on and grounded over to Johnny. 1 away. Joe pitching in his 16th game. Couple of saves. 0-2 and a 4.50 ERA. 16 innings. 17 hits allowed. Closer for the Angels while Houston Street is on the disabled list. One ball, 1 strike. Wong 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI and a fly ball to center. He's also hit by a pitch.
Bullpen again solid tonight. It's that 1 run allowed.
Ground ball toward the middle. Johnny to his right has it. 2 down. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Diaz an 0 for 2 game. Chases that slider. Picked up his 18th RBI in the second inning. Cardinals scoring 4 times on 4 hits in that second inning. 0-2.
Another good slider.
Nine hits for St. Louis tonight, 4 for the Angels. Fastball low, 1-2.
Try to bring that 2-seam fastball back on that outside part of the plate. Not a bad idea by Joe.
And he got him swinging over the top of a sinker in a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Trout to lead things off for the Angels, down 5-2. Angels with Trout, Pujols, and Crone coming up. They'll be facing the right-handed closer of the St. Louis Cardinals. Trevor Rosenthal takes over, 5 saves on the season. This will be his 11th game, 1-1 mark and a 1.80 ERA. Rosenthal still just 25. He's going to turn 26 here at the end of the month. 46 saves, pardon me, 48 saves last year, 45 saves the season before. Trout tonight 0 for 3, a line out, a ground down, a double play ball. 48 saves last year, a single season record as Trout hits a towering shot out towards center. Krichik moving back into his left, puts it away for the first out. Had some sound to it, but no carry. And it's the first out here of the ninth.
Rosenthal with his fastball, 95 to 99 range. Slider, curveball, and a pretty solid changeup also.
Rosenthal, a 21st round selection in 2009. At Cowley County Community College, that's in Kansas. He grew up in Kansas City metropolitan area, in a town called Lee Summit.
Know that one well.
Yeah. High fastball fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike on Albert. 1 for 3, a single in the 7th.
Albert hit that high fastball pretty well, and that's a good swing at that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, tonight, Victor, the Angels have, for the 12th game in a row, have used at least 4 pitchers in a game.
One and 2. 96 right down the pipe. Is he WAR 44 right for the Cards?
Yes.
Jason Isringhausen. One, 2 now. Albert fouls it back. Albert with that base hit in his last at bat. Now putting him 2 for 18 against the Cardinals. He's becoming an Angel over 5 games. 1-2. Ground ball towards short. Diaz has it. 2 down.
It's going to be a battle against Garcia with the bullpen also for the Cardinals. On the ball well tonight.
Much of the same for the Angels as far as the lack of offense. 4 hits tonight, 2 runs. Including tonight, the Angels have scored a total of 8 runs through 5 games on the homestand.
The home run by Crone, the first one in this homestand.
Yep. 1-0 pitch. Down and in. CJ 1 for 3 with that blast to center. Wainwright and Weaver tomorrow night. It's a 7:05 start, and the Angels will head up to Seattle after the game.
That's a high fastball, tough one to catch up, 97.
Down low, 3 balls and a strike. Rosenthal has those coat hanger shoulders like Isringhausen once did.
Exactly.
Soto's on deck. Down 3 here in the ninth with 2 outs. And he walked him. Soto comes up 1 for 3. He doubled in the 7th. Second double of the season. Cron will take second base, it seems like. A difference, putting a man in scoring position. Didn't go, says Jerry Davis.
He ran that fastball 98 just off the inside corner. Almost got the swing from Soto.
Two 1 count. Giavatel on deck.
That's one thing about Rosenthal on occasion. He will get wild. Walk to C.J. Cron. Now behind the count to Giovanni Soto, 3-1.
And it's a walk. So back-to-back walks. And at the very least, the Angels will have the tying run coming to the plate.
It looks on occasion with Rosenthal, even watching him on TV over the years, he will overthrow a little bit because he does bring that fastball in there in upper 90s, but sometimes his mechanics are off a bit when he's trying to overthrow his fastball.
Johnny 0 for 3, couple of ground outs and a strikeout. 2 on, 2 outs. We're at the bottom of the ninth. A 5-2 Cardinals lead. Off speed, down low.
Daniel Nava on the on-deck circle, or somewhere close to it.
Yeah, it's Shane Robinson's spot. The Rangers no longer have G-Man Choi on the roster. He was designated for assignment to make room for Shoemaker. 1-1.
Ooh, that was a borderline pitch. It could have been called a ball. Fox tracks, this 97-mile-an-hour fastball is off the outside corner, but got the call.
One pitch. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Cron at second, Soto at first. Johnny fouls it back.
John is staying alive in this at bat. 98-mile-an-hour fastball painted on the outside corner.
Back-to-back walks with 2 outs, giving the Angels a shot here in the 9th. Breaks his bat, rolls it off his body.
With their fastball away, runs that 98-mile-an-hour fastball in. 2 strikes on you, 1-2 count. You're just trying to put this ball in play. Give Nava a chance.
Giavotella hoping he's got Wonder Boy in his hands now. Wonder Boy swinging Wonder Boy.
Oh, yes.
1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. 5-2 Cardinals. One, 2 again. Johnny hits one out toward left center field. Moving back on it is Hazel Baker. He'll put it away. And the Angels drop game 2 to the St. Louis Cardinals by the final of 5-2.
Yeah, big 4-run inning back in the 2nd inning for the Cardinals, and Garcia just threw the ball exceptionally well. Again, some good at bats by Cardinal hitters, even behind in counts. Used the entire field, scored those 4 runs early, then added on 1 more. The Cardinals win the first 2 games now of this series.
So the Angels will turn to Jared Weaver tomorrow night to try to snap this 5-game losing streak. Halos are winless on this homestand. Tonight dropping game 2 to the St. Louis Cardinals by the final of 5-2. Stick around. Patrick O'Neill, Jose Mota will break this down with Angels Live post game, and that's coming up next.